One of my favorite little corners of the internet is the Runehammer forums. I mean, I get on there every day, and I do mean every day. I have the data, and I'm coming for you, Alex. But that's beside the point. I love getting on every day to see the creativity that's being shared by the community. But there's also thousands of posts in the archive, and sometimes I like to dig around and doom scroll a little bit to see what I missed or maybe something I forgot. So I did that doom scrolling for you guys, and I want to share with you some things that I found. So follow me and let's take a look at the cool things the community's doing or have done in the past. It's a fun day in the kiln as we look through the forums. So thanks everybody for tuning in as always. We've got the forums here, and I'll have the link for that below. If you haven't checked it out, highly recommend. You really should be on the forums. It's a great place for the Runehammer community. But let's start out with one of my favorite things, and it's simply the conversations that happen on the forums are just phenomenal. And as you dig through them, it's not always just the topic to begin with, it's the comments inside. So, or the whole conversation in general. So let me look at one. I was looking at this ICRPG Zombies by Anthony C. And it's been on my mind because Glocka is setting up an adventure session coming up soon. And so Zombies, The Walking Dead were on my mind, and I just dug around. And so Anthony C. was talking about how he would do zombies. He gave him some basic, he'd use Ghost Mountain rules for firearms and supplies, some Beneath the Door insanity rules renamed Stress. And it's a lot of fun. And I think the idea of a zombie game is something that we always want to play. So how have others done it? And then you get this string of conversations and comments from JD Sterling talking about, hey, maybe we should do different types of zombies, how to use far, near, and close to give them different speeds. And, you know, Alex comes in here with his comments about, okay, maybe a spitter, exploders, runners, smokers, abominations, human factors, military, criminals, gangs, law enforcement, weird sex and other survivor, like all of that kind of stuff, zombie dogs, wild boars, escape lines. Like, I wouldn't have thought of that stuff, but that would make an awesome zombie game. And so this conversation just goes along. There's environmental hazards that you could throw into the game. Here's some more feedback. It's going on, questions that are being answered or asked about the whole thing. Tips from and resources, running a zombie apocalypse from role-playing tips. Probably wouldn't have found that. And then we've got a draft of where it is. It's got the firearm rules, we've got the supply rules, stress rules, different zombies and their rules, the different survivors setup. Like, in just one thread, I could probably run a whole game just based off this, or at least get a head start rather than having to reinvent the wheel if I had the idea of a zombie game maybe for this Halloween. So great conversation to just follow along with and pull from. Another example of this was No Accounting Ammo from Lon, talking about an idea for how to handle guns. Guns and firearms have been on my mind a little bit because I'm running a pulp adventure game a little bit, and yeah, guns are a big deal. So Lon had suggested that the first time in a session, when you roll a 1 for gun damage, you must reload the gun before firing it again. The second time in a session that you roll a 1 for gun damage, that's the effort, the D8. You run out of ammo, and then the third time it's for gun damage, you run out of ammo for the rest of the game versus just the combat. Really straightforward. Yeah, it could be a really fun variation on a rule. How do you handle ammo? Just roll 1 for gun damage rather than maybe a D20, like a 1 on a critical fail. You've got some ideas, no extra rolling, no nothing. I don't, cons commenting that, like, yeah, it makes sense. And so then there's some discussion back and forth, and let's see, comes in, Runehammer jumps in even and comments, says like, just roll a 1 on a gun roll, which would be that D20, and then you're empty. Like, that's how he does it. It works. It totally works. And if you're ever wondering, are there other people who might do it that way? There are. And that's where being part of the community is great. But then you get all this conversation back and forth, probably about what you're looking for. Another fun way to implement this would be have a tag for a character, spray and pray. Whenever you roll firearm damage, you may choose to add a D6. But if at any time you roll a 1 for firearm damage, that gun is permanently out of commission. That sounds awesome. Again, maybe it would work for your table, maybe not, but that's a great thing to find, and it's hidden 15 posts into this conversation, which is why the quote-unquote doom scrolling is sometimes worth it. And this goes on and on for 46 posts. So that's such a fun one to look into, and if that's something that you're interested in, great conversation to have, and a lot of great minds working at this question of how do you handle ammo or no accounting ammo. Another fun resource that I found, this is pinned up at the top, is this repository of character sheets. I love the basic character sheet option from ICRPG. I've made a few modifications, but there are a ton of different variations on ICRPG and ICRPG hacks, both for Master Edition or for Core or whatever. Kaguzaku, hopefully I said that right, just has this repository of different things. So we can find kindreds, space vehicle, we can find, let's see, Artful Dodge's Warp Shell character, Matt Slayton's character sheet. We have some character sheets for VDS or Viking Death Squad, or some VTT ones. So let's look at those. So we got Kindred's space vehicle, super awesome. You've got different stats, different weapons, different things there. Great thing to print out if you're using some space weapons. Maybe it'd work for you, or maybe it's a starting point. You've got character sheet for Warp Shell. I mean, I love the sci-fi look. I love the sci-fi text in there. Super awesome, pretty simple. All great stuff from Artful Dodger. We've got Matt Slayton's updating his character sheet. He's got his main page. I love kind of the texture of this one. You can see he's added on a back portion of it for some magic or from help there. And there's a Master Edition version as well. Vanilla VDS Hacker one. That's great for Viking Death Squad. Really straightforward, really easy to use. Love it. Good job, Tilma. Another early alpha for character sheet site from 2021. Yeah, it's an online version. It's cool stuff people are doing. And so there's a ton of fun character sheets based off what you're doing, what you need, and maybe you can pull from these or reuse them as reference. Additionally, other resources, like just actual assets. FChris804 posted these Cavern Cards, and I love the artistic style of this. It's inspired me for a couple projects that hopefully I'll have out soon. But I love his texture with these Cavern Cards, and I hope he does more of them. But if nothing else, a corner, a straight, and just kind of an end would make a perfectly usable cavern, and it would be a great thing to pull from. Just pull from them, download them, drop into your game. Great resources. I love what people share on the forums. The last one is this epic project from Nicholas Berger on the Discord. And it's What You Fight For, a Viking Death Squad hack for Mouse Guard. Now, I know he ran some games in this, and it's super awesome, the work that he's put into it. And it's just epic what he's done for combining Viking Death Squad and Mouse Guard. And I'm a big fan of both, but he's gone through and really done his homework on the basics, the missions, the recruitment, the conflicts, how it works, all in this tight document that's just the flair of Mouse Guard with the mechanics of Viking Death Squad. It's just amazing what the creativity and what the members of the community do. So, What You Fight For, awesome little supplement. And really, like, that's just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, that's things that I found just as I was doing some doom scrolling. But again, there are thousands of posts. So if you have not checked out the forums, you're missing out. I promise you, you're missing out. You need to be on there checking out the stuff that's on there. It's just a great part of the community. So go to the forums, links in the description. We'll look forward to all the new things. Keep posting, keep adding things, keep sharing things to the forums. Keep it a vibrant community like it already is. And if you're ever wondering if you can also post or if you have something to share, I guarantee you do. Your perspective, your ideas is worth posting, and you never know what kind of conversation or ideas will stem from it as the community gathers together around your ideas and your discussion. So jump right in, come to the forums, enjoy whether you're playing ICRPG or not. It's just a fantastic resource. And I hope to catch you guys later, but for now, it's going to be back to the kiln to work on the rest of our projects. Hey, if you liked that video, definitely check out these other ones. And if you want to get more involved with the kiln, come hang out with us on Discord. We've got workshops, community projects, and all sorts of things going on. So we'd love to see you there.